Myself Shalini, Assistant Professor from CSC Department. So we have seen the 1D array and 2D arrays concept. So let us see some of the examples based upon this 2D array. Okay. So what do you mean by an array? An array is a collection of similar data elements, whereas what do you mean by a two-dimensional array? An array of array is known as a two-dimensional array, and for a two-dimensional array, you will be having what? Rows and columns. So for suppose if you want to print the addition of two matrices, you require a table of data. It requires rows and columns. Let's see this example to add two matrices. Okay, for adding two matrices, you require three variables of type array. So here A, B and C are nothing but arrays, and R1, R2 are nothing but the rows, row 1 and row 2. C1 and C2 is nothing but column 1 and column 2. I and J is for your what? The variables which are used in the program. So first of all, you need to know the order of your matrix for doing your addition. That is number of rows and columns that are there for your matrices. Okay, so A and B are the what? The matrices. C is nothing but the resultant matrix. Okay, A and B matrices are the input matrices. C is nothing but you need to store the result in another matrix called the resultant matrices. So here first of all, for adding two matrices, you need to check this condition. If number of rows in first, if R1 equals to R2, that is nothing but if the number of rows in the first matrix is equals to number of rows in the second matrix, and number of columns in the first matrix is equals to number of columns in the second matrix, then only you can do what? Addition. Else you cannot do the addition. So here in the else part, if the condition is true, then you need to write down the logic for adding two matrices. Else you need to write down matrix multiplication is not possible. So for suppose if you want to read the elements into the first matrix, so after printing matrix addition possible, you need to um, use two for loops for entering the elements into the first matrix. Now see, I equals to 0, I less than rows. For suppose if you are R1 and C1, number of rows in first matrix are 2 and number of rows in second matrix are also 2 and columns are 2 by 2. Then your rows are 2 and columns are 2. Then you need to write two for loops. You need to use here nested for loop concept, and you need to enter the elements. I have already explained you how the values are stored in a two-dimensional array. I have shown you the first row element will be stored in A of 0 0. Then the second element will be stored in A of 0 1. Then A of 0 2. Then A of 1 0. Then A of 1 1 and A of 1 2 if you are having two rows and two columns. So you need to read the elements into your matrix A with using this scanf function. After reading the elements into matrix A, now you need to read the elements into your matrix B. So the matrix B order is what? 2 by 2. So R2 is 2 and C2 is 2. Then you will be entering the elements into your B matrix. If your I is 0 and J is 0, then you will be entering the first element like B of 0 0. Then increment I and increment J. Then you are going to enter B of 0 1. Then that is nothing but the second element. Then again increment your I and J. Then it is false. Then you are going to increment your J. J becomes 1 and again I becomes what? 0. Then 1 0 is the third element. And again increment your J. Again I is 1 and J is what? 1. So you are going to enter the fourth element. Like that you will be entering all your elements into your matrix A and matrix B now. Now you need to write down the logic for addition of two numbers. Now you are having the elements in A matrix and B matrix. Now you need to now you need to add those two matrices with using this formula called C of Ij equals to A of Ij plus B of Ij. If your I is 0 and J is 0, then you are adding A of 0 0 element plus B of 0 0 element, and you are storing that value in C of 0 0. Then again I gets incremented. Then what would be the next value? A of 0 1. Okay, j gets implemented. Then you are going to add a of 0 1 plus b of 0 1. Then a of 1 0 plus b of 1 0. Then a of 1 1 plus b of 1 1. Then you are going to store that in c of 1 1. Like that you will be adding a of all the elements, and you will be storing that elements into your C matrix with using this for loop. Then you need to print the resultant matrix. Then how to print this resultant matrix? For I equals to 0, I less than R1 and I plus plus, if you want to get the elements in the form of a matrix, then you need to write down the slash n after printing the I value. Okay. Then first the C of 0 1 value will get printed, then C of 0 0 value will get printed, then C of 0 1 value, then slash n, then again C of 1 0 and C of 1 1 value will get printed, and you are going to close the loop. Okay. Like that you are going to add two matrices and you are going to print the resultant matrix. Now see how the multiplication will work. Okay, for this program, you need to read the elements into A matrix and B matrix. For this program, you require what? The order of your first matrix and the order of your second matrix, and you need to store the resultant value in another matrix called C. So here in multiplication, you need to check whether your columns are equals to your rows or not. So if n equals to p, this is your row, this is your column. If the number of columns in the first matrix is equals to the number of rows in the second matrix, then only you can do what? Multiplication. Till reading part, it is same for both the multiplication and addition. Now you need to change only the logic here. So for this program, for multiplication, you require another loop called k, because you will be multiplying the first row elements with the first column elements, then the first row elements with the second column elements, then second row with first column, and second row with second column, right? Like that you are going to what? Multiply. The first row element will be multiplied with the first row element will be multiplied with the first column elements, then the first row element will be multiplied with the second column elements, then second row elements will be multiplied with the first column elements and the second column elements. So for that one, here you require another loop called k. So if I equals to 0 and j equals to 0, then your k becomes what? 0. Then you are going to first multiply a of ik into b of kj. That value will be added to c of ij. Like that you are going to repeat this loop, and you are going to store the resultant values in c of ij. Then after doing this process, you are going to print the output of your C matrix with using the same for loops, because you are having what? Rows and columns. So for that one, you require I and j, and you are going to print the resultant matrix of C of ij. Else is nothing but if the condition is false, you need to print matrix multiplication, not possible. Then how to write a program for transpose of a matrix? So for doing the transpose of a matrix, you only require one matrix, and you need to store the transposed matrix in any of the resultant matrix. For that one, I have taken trans of 10 and 10. 10 is nothing but the maximum size that you are going to allocate for this array. Then you need to first read the elements into your A matrix. So A is a matrix where you are going to store the input elements, right? If your number of rows are 2 and number of columns are 3, then you need to interchange the rows and columns to 2 by 3 to 3 by 2, right? You know how to do the transpose. The rows will be changed to columns and columns will be changed to rows. Then after doing that one, you need to print the original matrix, that is nothing but A matrix. Instead of scanf, you are going to print the original matrix with using printf. Then now how to write the logic for this transpose of a matrix? So you need to write down what? For I equals to 0, I less than rows and I plus plus. For j equals to 0, j less than column and j plus plus. You are storing A of ij values into trans of ji. Trans of ji is nothing but the resultant matrix. You are interchanging the rows and columns. I is nothing but your row and j is nothing but your column. You are interchanging the elements of I and j to j and I, and you are storing each elements in trans of ji. then the values will get interchanged, and you need to now print the resultant matrix. That is nothing but the resultant matrix of your original matrix. That is nothing but you need to interchange rows to columns and columns to rows. Now your values are there in what? Trans of not ij. Now your values are there in trans of ji. So you need to print that into your what? You need to print that into your trans of ij by interchanging columns and rows, right? So by changing rows to columns and columns to rows, now you are going to print your resultant matrix trans of ij. By using the slash n, you are going to print the elements in transpose, right? In the form of a transpose matrix, right? Thank you.